store with my briefcase. Then I looked towards the entrance of the store, and then I seen probably 12 young black men hanging out directly in front of this corner store. Then after I gazed upon these kids outside, I then resumed my shopping. Then moments later, I began to sense that these young black men outside the store were now thinking about wilding out upon a fat black girl who had just turned down Halsey Street. This female came upon the sidewalk where the black youth stood. Then about 2 or 3 of the youths put their hands on the girl's left shoulder. I thought to myself, this girl is going to scream, but to my surprise, she did not scream out. The only thing she had done was to shrug the youth's hands off of her shoulder. Then they all left the girl alone because they now spotted someone else coming down Halsey Street. They spotted another black youth walking down Halsey Street. Then the young blacks quickly left the front entrance of the corner store, and they all encircled the new kid on the block. The last thing I seen inside this room was the single black youth trying his best to fight off the young hoodlums around him. And the 2 last things I done inside this dream was to exit the store and to head home. Now we are finished with the dreams and intuition in section 8. So please allow me to present to you information I gathered through prayer, meditation, and research that will suggest how my premonitions and intuition in section 8 can all come to pass. This is section 8, letter A. My prayers, meditation, and research suggest that my premonitions in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S81AID. S81AID can come to pass if 1. A single engine plane or planes are seized by remote control, and the remote control planes are sent to crash into the clock tower, Brooklyn's clock tower. 2. If a person such as a terrorist capture a small plane and then the terrorists crash the plane into the Brooklyn's clock tower. And 3. If a small white plane accidentally hit the tower or almost hits the tower or flies around the Brooklyn clock tower. Number 2 is S82AID. S82AID can come to pass if 1. A fleet of unmarked American military planes are sent into New York City in order to rescue people from some kind of natural disaster or some other type of natural emergency. 2. If unmarked planes are sent into the United States by the United Nations in an attempt to help America with foreign aid. And 3. If the unmarked military planes are in fact a small fleet of foreign invaders into America via New York City. Next is section A8, letter B. My prayers, meditation, and research suggest that my premonition in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S81BCTD. S81BCD can come to pass if 1. The Brooklyn's clock tower becomes a center of attraction because something had happened to it or something had happened near it. Next is section 8, letter D. My prayers, meditation, and research suggest that my premonition in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S81DTBD. S81DTBD can come to pass if 1. Brooklyn suffers another blackout because of the heating up of the earth by our sun. 2. If a tsunami floods Brooklyn and the flooding from the tsunami knocks out lights in Brooklyn, New York. And 3. If lights in Brooklyn and elsewhere are taken out by an EMP burst. An EMP burst means electromagnetic pulse, which is a nuclear device detonated over New York City. And the blast from the detonated nuclear device knocks out most of all things that runs on electricity. Next is section 8, letter I. My prayers, meditation, and research suggest that my intuition in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S81IS. S81IS can come to pass if 1. A super volcano goes off somewhere upon the earth, and the blast wave from the volcano is then heard worldwide. 2. If a space object such as an asteroid, comet, or meteor hits the earth, and the crash of one of these space objects set off a powerful sonic boom, which will be heard by most people upon the earth. And 3. If a nearby star explodes or some other type of explosion comes pouring out from our Milky Way galaxy. Next is section 8, letter L. My prayers, meditation, and research suggest that my premonition in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S81LPABD. S81LPABD can come to pass if 1. These buildings are brought down by an airplane accidentally crashing into it. 2. If these buildings are brought down because an airplane purposely crashes into it. And 3. If these tall buildings are brought down by an earthquake that hit New York City. Next is section 8, letter N. My prayers, meditation, and research suggest that my premonition in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S81NYCD. S81NYCD can come to pass if 1. New York City is hit with a nuclear device, and the blue glow I see over New York is radioactive fallout. Or 2, if a dirty bomb is released in Manhattan, and the explosion from the dirty bomb releases radiation into New York City atmosphere. Next is section 8, letter P. My prayers, meditation, and research suggest that my premonitions in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 through number 2 is S81PLTD through S82PLD. S81PLTD through S82PLTD can come to pass if 1. The planets in our solar system are moved out of their places because of another huge space object entering our solar system. 2. If Planet X comes back into our solar system and the arrival of Planet X causes havoc with other nearby planets. And 3. If another sun emerged from behind our sun, and this second sun brings with it several of its own planets. Next is section 8, letter S. My prayers, meditation, and research suggest that my premonitions in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S81SYD. S81SYD can come to pass if 1. If our sun becomes greatly agitated because when it aligned itself around 2012 with our Milky Way galaxy, and as a result the sun lights up Earth skies in the form of like northern lights. Okay, let me read this again. S8